This is Denise from Proximity Solutions, universally agreed as the best named business, not within the group.
Web design and development company. We incorporate graphic design as well, and I'd self-taught myself a certain amount of SEO, search engine optimization, but needed to validate that what I was doing was right.
Yeah.
Came on the course mainly because of the persuasive web content side, which I knew we needed, because both of the sites we were running at the time were static.
Yeah.
Not generating any custom at all.
Right. Okay.
Bounce rate of 64%.
Right. Okay. Which we found out is what? Is that on the high side?
Very high, yes.
Yeah. So from the pachinko machine effects, you know.
We're losing balls.
We're losing balls big time, aren't we? Yeah, absolutely. So it was about perhaps about usability as well. It's about content. It's about SEO. So there were kind of a number of issues you wanted to
quite a lot, yeah. It's disorganised. Although the design graphically is nice to look at, it doesn't seem to shout out anything to anybody. So,
right.
They sort of diversified to put the products onto one separate site.
So one of the issues on the course was this exploring the sort of dangers of general sites, and in a way the proximity site was general. So I like this idea of at least a part of the site moving into a single focus and into a kind of niche or whatever. So looking at some of the areas of the course then, that sort of early part of the course, which was sort of about strategy and about Web 2, how did that sort of fit with proximity and your experiences to that point, and what do you think Web 2 might mean to proximity from this point?
From the proximity site on its own, it was just completely static. There was no interaction.
Right, okay.
The only thing we had was an inquiry form.
Yeah.
When
which
they diversified to
did.
Yeah, nobody used it, to the product site itself.
Yeah.
We did include tutorials on how to do the content management system.
Okay, so you're like putting richer content on there, yeah, and starting to move it beyond just a sort of basic sales message into something else.
Yeah. Hopefully for this site we are going to have a video of demonstration of somebody
the video
actually
is a battle at the moment, isn't
building it. No, I'm getting there.
Excellent, yeah. Right, okay. Sort of, obviously liked the idea of linear path, or did I just force you to?
No, I love the linear path idea, and I think with just the one product it makes it simple to start with.
So what's the idea then? Well, how might you use linear path, and you know, how might that sort of relate to your sort of pachinko thing with ball loss? You know?
No idea. Well, hopefully if we can get them to stay on the home page long enough once we've got them there.
Yeah. Does that calm down?
I've just sort of changed the layout to put what I think to be the information points of, you know, just exactly what is a content management system, why should you have one, you know, why is it better than open source?
Yeah.
You know,
which is your big rival is going to be, isn't it? Yeah, because there are an awful lot of open source ones out there for CMS.
You know, and I couldn't actually push it
the
as a
basic
title.
difference is yours is supported, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's where you're going to differentiate.
Yeah.
It's a sort of a hygiene factor, CMS thing, in that you just need to be able to change the content. You know, that's just a basic. It's almost still a Web 1 thing, isn't it?
The beauty of it is if it, a web browser-based content management system is you can be abroad on your holidays, and if you've got internet connection, you can do it from thousands of miles away.
Did I manage to make the case for this idea of, you know, the kind of left-right switch, you know, on the sort of persuasive content front? Because I'd expect to see some of that within the linear path. You know, this idea that did that kind of have a resonance?
I don't think I've quite got the hang of that yet. So I do need to do more in the persuasive content side of things. I'm still, I don't write, you know, flowery.
It doesn't come easy.
It doesn't come easy. No, you know, 70% of businesses still don't have websites.
Yeah, and the ones that do are pretty shocking. Okay, so you've obviously taken on board the idea of analytics and metrics to actually look at what you're doing and observe the changes.
Yes.
So those are in place. You took on board the idea of organic SEO. That was one of your objectives on coming in the course, was to understand SEO better and validate your thinking.
Validate your thinking.
Have you been able to do that? And
definitely.
You know, have you got an action plan to move forward at this point?
Well, we've now got a couple of pay-per-click adverts ready to go.
Yeah, cool.
We're heading at 2 different markets, with the content management system market being just saturated.
Yeah.
The idea of going for a market sort of to the side of that, like business startups. Business startups might possibly want a small, you know, cost-effective, not cheap, cost-effective content management system to get their business off the ground.
So the primary key phrase is exactly in your field of CMS looked too expensive.
It was definitely too expensive.
So we looked for these user behaviour indicators, and you felt there was a connection between business startups and therefore the inference that they're going to have a website and they're going to want to change that website should mean that...
Well, they're not going to be able to afford an IT web company straight off the bat usually, or, you know, they perhaps don't trust their best friend
so
in the
we
back
worked in a bit of behavioural indicators there. Although you actually found that the behavioural indicators pointed to even more expensive clicks, didn't they? Because wasn't the business startup even more expensive than the CMS?
Yeah, one of I think it was a home business company, it was £6.25 per click.
Right.
Which I just would not have thought of that at all. I thought that would have been quite cheap because people working from home, you're thinking of outworkers and stuff, not businesses. Low cost and whatever.
So you understand the maths and the basic sort of fact packet calculations. That seemed to go fine, although it looked dodgy as to whether PPC.
Not specifically on this product, it probably wouldn't be cost effective.
But you might have a go anyway, just to experiment.
But I will concentrate. Well, we've got the experiment going to start running on Friday, and once that's expired, then we'll just have a look at the stats and see if it was worth carrying on with. If not, then we're going to fully concentrate on the organic.
Fantastic. Right. Okay. So, give me what were the sort of standout moments? Did you have a eureka moment? Was there any points where you thought, yeah, I'm getting this, or now I'm clear about where I need to go?
They're definitely the linear path for me. It's organising it into a start, leading it step by step
based
to where you want them to be at the end.
On your convenience.
Yes, getting them to the buy moment with.
So the idea being that with linear path, that traditional navigation is sort of disorganised and not based around their experience.
Yes.
It's about reorganise and...
hopefully that, by following the linear path, you can get them to... I mean, there's options throughout. You can skip out quite early if you've got enough confidence in it from that point, or you've got your case studies.
And I like the three finishes and so on. So
there's plenty of opt-out and opt-in. We don't have a specific opt-in other than buying, but they do have the 2 price points, so that it's not it's a which one, not a yes no.
Fantastic, It makes me proud to hear that. Where'd you go from here then?
Right, it's refining the site now.
The divorce course, it sounds like.
No. We're all getting together on Thursday afternoon to... basically refine the site. There's pages that still need populating and linking and tidying up, and hopefully just going for it. Start. Set the statistics at 0 on the day it goes out. Same with the pay-per-click. Go out together and run with it and have a look every week and see where we are.
And I think perhaps this idea of going back, particularly when you're working with other people, is that you've been on a bit of a journey here and found some stuff out, discovered some stuff. That they haven't been party to, so they're not even going to understand some of the concepts you're talking about. So you've got a job to go back and educate, your team, your co-workers on, where the web's going, or this viewpoint on the web, looking specifically at eMarketing, which perhaps is the hardest job you've got to do.
I was going to say, I can't do the persuasive writing very well. I can't do the persuasive talking either. Just do it.
Use reciprocity, make them a cup of tea or something like that.
Yes, I understand. I'm going to take a leaf out of Anna's book and I understand your concerns and what you're saying. However,
just pause and then go. What we need to do is.
Yeah.
Any questions? That's pretty comprehensive. That's fantastic. Well done.
Thank you.